Hi, my name is Munticha Sompunwarachai. I'm going to be your instructor for ECO 201, Principles of Microeconomics. I'm very sorry. I apologize that we have to meet this way instead of being in class and going through this together. I do have a family emergency back in Thailand, where I am right now in Bangkok. So I'm going to be missing the first 2 weeks of classes. And so this is going to be the introduction to what expected of you to do in this class in ECO 201. So basically, what we're going to do in this video is I will go through the syllabus with you. I hope by this time you should receive my email of the syllabus, and you can also download it from our class Canvas. All right, so right in front of you, I open up this to a few things. The first one is right here is a syllabus that we're going to go through together, and our class Canvas website, also some other external website that we're going to be using along the way to complete online quizzes, online assignments. Okay, so first part here, I'm going to be looking into this video recording the camera, but sometime I will look down, so don't be surprised I had to look down onto this script here. Okay, so the classroom is in University Hall, and my office on Hamilton campus is also in the University Hall, room 114, very close to where the class is located. And I do have office hours in both campuses. Oxford campus between 11:30 to 12:45. That office hour that I'm holding in Oxford will be in Farmer School Business Building, room 3083. That will be a shared office with other professors as well. But my office on Hamilton campus is room 114 in University Hall, and I will be holding office hours between 3:15 to 4:15 on Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm happy to make appointment. You can make appointment with me, and we can arrange some time that fit your schedule. Okay, so down here, the class objectives. Well, we basically in this class, we're going to do so many things, that introduce you to economics and microeconomics. But our goal for the Farmer School Business, we really want students to be able to think critically and, use the computers and IT proficiency and so on, and very effective communication by all means, which means you're going to be able to, of course, participate in class, and the writing skills, answering questions in class, and we have several kinds of testing methods to really make sure that all of these objectives are met. Down here, this paragraph is generally talking about the broad areas that we're going to be covering in this class. So first of all, we're going to talk about the definition of economics, right? And then we'll get into learning how to make optimal decision in economics, and look at the market, how consumers making decision, how producers making decision in this marketplace. And then we will step back and take a look at one side of the market at a time, the producer side, and then the consumer side. We will apply the principles that we learned from several chapters to answer policy questions in economics. We apply it into international trade and public goods and pollution and healthcare economics if we have time. Okay, so my goal is that by the end of these 15 weeks, I hope that you will have some more interest in learning more about economics, and you might continue in economics, who knows, right? All right, so let's go to the second page of this syllabus. Text required for this class is Mateer and Koppach. The publisher is Norton, and you can purchase an ebook directly from the publisher, or you can use our eCampus to get the whole package. Okay, the book, this is the second edition, and I got a few students asking if they can use the first edition, and I have no problem with that. Only one little problem is some of the chapters not presented in first edition. I think international trade chapter might not be in the first edition. So your job, if you want to use the first edition, you need to compare, the chapters and make sure that all the chapters the same as what we're going to be looking at the very end of this syllabus. And on top of that, with a new book or ebook of this second edition, that come with the book will be a program, an access code to get to work on inquisitive assignments. Okay, and this inquisitive assignment, I counted for about 15%, right? 15% of your course grade. So now, if you do not get a new book, then you can buy this inquisitive access code directly from Norton website. Okay, let's take a look of all of these course requirement. I'm going to flip through before we come back to how to get into Inquisitive and everything else. If you go through all the way, you're going to see all the requirements and so on. Just so you know, all mandatory. It's really counted for a big portion of your grade. All right, so let's see. The first one is to complete inquisitive assignments. So the inquisitive is really cool because it's really interactive, and when you get onto inquisitive, you're going to see that it's more like a game-like quizzes. Okay, so what you would do in terms of inquisitive, assuming that you got a new book, right, and you have the access code. Okay, so if you got a new book and you have an access code, this is what you're going to do. You're going to log on to our class canvas. Okay, and this is going to look pretty much the same for all chapters. Okay, I put everything on Canvas. This is almost like an online class, but it's not. Okay, but the first 2 weeks, we're going to act as this is an online class. So what you will see on Canvas will be pretty much for every chapter, pretty much the same thing. The first part is the PowerPoint, the lecture, which I will be using in class, and you have access to it, so you can read ahead and be prepared to come to class and know what's going to be happening in class. Skip this one for a moment, and then there's a version of the lecture, my PowerPoint, but in the PDF file for students to take notes. What does it mean? It means it's going to look something like this. I hope my internet is working okay. When you click on it, you can download student lecture right in the PDF format, and what you will see, and you could print it off if you wish, right, and you can take note on this. There will be some blank space, blank for definition and things like that, so that you can follow what would be the key part of each of these chapters. Okay, well, it's going to take forever. Okay, right, here we go. It looks something like this. Okay, so you will see you have some blank space and have some space for you to take more notes, and it might be several pages. So it's up to you. You can print it off. You don't have to. And sometimes I do have some part of this lecture as a handout as well. Okay, so let's go back to our home right here. All right, so that's the lecture note. And for the student lecture note, so here's the inquisitive. When you first register for this inquisitive access, right? So you're going to come to this chapter 1, and you will click on inquisitive for chapter 1, and it will reload this window and said load inquisitive chapter 1 into a new window. So click on it, and once you click on it, it's going to link you to the external website, which is Norton, right? WVU Norton. So when you get to here, okay, you will see that this say connected to LMS. Maybe the first time when you do it, it might not show the green sign just yet, right? So here we go. So what you're going to do, you're going to have to register because I have an instructor access. So let's see. All right, okay. So you will see something that looks similar to this, right? And you need to register, or you have to purchase or sign up for the trial access if you do not have the accesses yet. So you can use the free version for maybe 14 days, right? So you don't have to register, sign in yet. So you click on this and then go ahead and put in your access code. So Inquisitive looks something very fun. Okay, what does it mean? It means the following. See, when you look on the Inquisitive, it will tell you how many questions you have to complete. It said at least 15 questions, right? And up to how many points? Your target score got to be at least 1100 points. 15 questions correct and at least 1100 points, so that you would get 100% on that chapter's Inquisitive. That makes sense? So when you do this, let's see. Okay. For example, it looks something like this. This is the very first question. It asks for which of the following elements in the society are required for economic study. Okay, you're going to put a correct answer here, incorrect answers here. But what is fun about this is you have to kind of bet on it that I think I know it, and that would be 60 points on these questions if you got it right. Or if you really know it, you say, okay, I want to increase it to maybe 100 points because I totally got this. Okay, and then you answer your question, and your point received will depend on how many points that you wanted to put into. So you could get to that 1100 points very easily if you really know your stuff. Or maybe it would take a while to get to that 1100 points. Okay, so let's try this. I think I really know this, right? So I say, okay, correct answer, resources in limited supply. Correct. You say I got some point. People with wants and need. Correct. Okay. A standardized medium of exchange, that is money. Is that economic? No, it's not. See, so they're going to show something like this, right? So they can say try again, and they can put it in the right place, right? And so on. So, but let's see, the point that I receive, it might not be 100 points that I want it to be. It's only have 50 points now that I can earn. That makes sense to you? Okay, so see, I make one mistake, wrong answer. Now I only got 50 points. So you're going to be doing all of this to reach the goal. Okay, let's get out of here. All right, so that's the first part. So every chapter you're going to see one Inquisitive. And I have the instruction on how to get on Inquisitive right here on our class, on our syllabus, right? So next time you want to complete each of these chapter Inquisitive, you can access from our Canvas. And I recommend you access from Canvas because your score from Inquisitive then will be linked directly to our gradebook. Okay? All right, that's the first part. This is the first video. I'm going to continue with the second video. I can only do 15 minutes per one video. All right, and I will continue on the second one.